Hello, welcome back to Ryan Lesa. Yep, name change, finally. Here's my new model. Ryan, yes. There's gonna be another one coming soon. A little bit of a creepier version for her. There's still gonna be changes coming. But anyways, if you would like to help me make all this worthwhile, whatever the word is, I have a Patreon linked down in the description, and I also have an Etsy where I randomly put stuff if I feel artistic, which I haven't lately because I've been working on video editing, learning, tutorials, everything. Anyways, today's RPG horror story is given permission by Surleo on Reddit, and I do want to say this has an SA warning, so just be a little bit mindful of that. So, this isn't a horror story from the table, but one my local gaming community has been dealing with, which boiled to a head in the last few days. A few years ago, a man came into my local RPG community. Like so many, he seemed eager to want to find games. Now, this community is in a hub city that borders 3 states. It is 2 hours for 4 major cities in any direction. So, it's a large community that tries hard to be welcoming and find fits for players of all types. Nearly 1,000 people that all come together to make games happen. Anyway, this guy, who I'll not even give a name to, starts by simply posing questions to the community. Daily posts, mostly opinion questions. What's your favorite setting, favorite systems, that kind of stuff. A little over a month in, his questions started shifting. He'd post an honest question, like what is your favorite RPG book published, and then follow it with, why are online games so unwelcoming? Now, being a community that wants people to find games, we would probe some to give better advice. This then turned into this question. Why can't I find any game groups? When we started giving advice, he'd give dismissive responses. Everything you'd offer up, he'd shoot down, claim he tried it. This prompted a rant. He claimed that he had no luck finding a game because he is tall, intimidating, not an attractive girl, which had a whole subsection on how he left a table. Because an attractive young woman was there, there were suddenly players until he returned. I'm so confused. I'm confused. He is tall, intimidating, not attractive. What? I'm so confused. Is this, transgender and they're just calling them the wrong thing? Not an attractive girl. Which had a whole subsection on how he left a table, and because an attractive young woman was there, there were suddenly players until he returned. I'm very confused. Let's just continue. So the community pushed back. His experiences sounded like a checklist of the worst RPG horror stories. This guy supposedly experienced every possible red flag player in a short window of time. Someone then called him out on it, pointing out how he is incredibly negative, dismissive, and passes blame at every opportunity. So he left the group. 2 years later, he comes back. Now, we want to believe that people can mature, they can grow, and learn. That's true. Every other day, for 2.5 weeks, he starts posting looking for game posts. He wants DCC, I don't know what that one is, or D&D 3.5 or Pathfinder first. No Star Wars, Star Trek, no 5e, etc. Okay, slightly picky, but we are allowed to have our tastes. Still want to know what DCC is. Somebody let me know. The 7th post gets minimal feedback. He starts his nonsense again. First, he declares that gaming in the area must be dead because he can't find a game. Very quickly, the community jumps in and points out that school just started back, summer is still in swing, and he is asking for a highly specific set of games. This all means it's going to be harder, and to have some patience. There are plenty of games and events coming up. Next, he posts that he is, one last time, requesting a game. He once again lays out his preferred system, but now he elaborates some. He wants D&D 3.5 over 5e because 5e is too power gamer friendly. No, you've read that right, and this baffled many of us too. Okay, I still want to know what DCC is. He wants DCC because it's more dungeon delving and less power fantasy. He has had 19 games fall apart in less than a year, citing the worst horror story meme tropes you can come up with. Supposedly, a player had a meltdown because they couldn't seduce another character, and another slashed someone's tires for having different political beliefs, among others. So, someone asks exactly what sort of game he is looking for. The bottom falls out here. Instead of a simple answer, he writes an essay. The bullet points read as follows. He is tired of power gamers and min-maxers. He is fed up with characters built for self-insert therapy runs. He doesn't want games where players are obsessed over who they can seduce. He is sick of oversensitive D&D players. He doesn't want a safe space game. What does that mean? He doesn't want censorship. Oh my gosh. He wants racism, he wants slavery, he wants death and consequences. He wants, and I quote, tastefully done, child, and SA. What? Okay, the first four was fine. Being tired of power gamers? Understandable. Fed up with characters built for therapy runs? Understandable. Players obsessed with who they can seduce? Understandable. And there are some sensitive D&D players, if we're being honest here. But like, the rest of it? The mods were super quick to ban him from the group. Okay, yeah. Especially with that last one, yes. As this rant went against the very core of our community stance, it was about to unload a barrage of comments that would have gone pretty hard. Look, you can like dark themes and you can play dark settings, but you should be accommodating and understanding of others, especially in a community-driven game. Also, him saying tasteful SA just hit wrong on so many levels. So, he's banned. Issue solved, right? No. He started going to the individual store pages, posting his looking for game stuff, but now with this added. I'm sick of perpetually offended D&D and Pathfinder players, which expects every game session to be a safe space or be a self-insert therapy session to work through their issues. I got blocked from the RPG Society for saying I hate censorship in games which have no stakes or intrigue. Note, I do have this post screen capped for reference. Ooh. Okay. So, not sure what he was expecting, but all the store pages have a serious degree of overlap with the RPG Society, because we are in good with every store within our area. They come to us to host events, demos, game nights, etc. Happily, he got destroyed in the comments. People pointing out he got banned, not blocked, and not for saying he hated censorship, but because he advocated for extremely dark and uncomfortable things in a tasteful manner. Others pointed out he was coming off as a perpetual crybaby with main character syndrome. Of course, he pushes back, tells people they need mental help, says he never made a negative comment towards anyone, despite half the post being literally him being negative towards the very group he wants to play with. He deleted the post, and we are still waiting to see what he does next. We know he didn't learn anything because he said this was the equivalent of being dragged over the coals for posting a bad review of a restaurant. Still deflecting. I would like to say we've seen the last of him, but I feel like more of this is to come, in some form or fashion. So, they said they had a screen cap. Does that mean... Is it just like if people asked? Okay, let's go to their RPG horror story thing. Posts. Oh, no, comments. We should look at comments. Sometimes they post it in the, what is it called? Comments. I don't see any. Or he just has that many things. Okay. Because he said he had a screen cap. I should have done this research before. Because, you know. But I'm not that way. Okay. I don't see anything, but maybe they'll watch this video and send one. Oh, wait. Name, face, and location have been covered. I don't have the capture of his rant. It got taken down before I thought to. Okay, so screenshot. Is anyone hosting COC? Oh, Call of Cthulhu. DCC. I still don't know what that is. Shadow Dark or something along those lines. I'm sick of the perpetually offended D&D Pathfinder crowd, which expects every game session to be a safe space or a self-insert therapy session to work through their issues. Got blocked by blank RPG Society for saying I'm not a fan of censorship and having games which have no stakes or intrigue. Okay, I'll make sure to put that on the screen when I read that. Okay, so that's it. I don't see any other, links. So, what do you guys think about this story? Let me know down in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye!